Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to Path to Temperance. My name is Angela. I'm an intuitive healer, channel, and energy reader. If this is your first time here, welcome. If not, of course, welcome back. So, I had an amazing time celebrating the 4th. It was my son's birthday. We had so much fun, but when we were out and about during the day, and even of the past few days before his birthday, coming up to this full moon here in Capricorn, I have been dealing with a lot of ascension symptoms, and that is basically the baseline energy here of my reading. Okay, many of you are going through massive upgrades at this time. There is huge shifts happening on a global scale. And I know that it has a lot to do with many of the planets that are going into retrograde now. We have a lot of, high vibrational energy. And the way that everything is playing out is to guide us to our highest timeline, correct? So, as you know, these upgrades and these ascensions are happening within us individually, we are being guided here to take a real look at the things that are coming to the surface. That's always the case, right? Especially with full moons here. But what a little bit about the ascension symptoms I was going through in case any of you can relate here. A lot of head pressure, right, in my crown. I get things called aura migraines, and I know exactly as I start seeing that aura in my eye that I'm going through an upgrade. And the reason that's happening here is because the light, the divine light, is coming in to our physical body, right? Our physical vessel is filling more with light. Now, you may not specifically have, aura migraines here or see that aura in your eye, but you will feel a lot of head pressure here, okay? You could be having headaches, even maybe like a lot of like sinus pressure here, like in the third eye region under in here, because that's definitely what I've been having. It just kind of like feels like my face is pulsing sometimes. And it's because it's trying to kind of come in, clear out, right? We're clearing out that dense energy within those chakra centers. I was having a lot of throat chakra as well as heart chakra cleansing here, purging, right? So a lot of coughing, a lot of like hacking. Like I feel like I'm like doing very deep coughs here, okay? So if you're experiencing any of these things, please know, of course, always, check in with yourself if you're, could be allergies, sickness, however that resonates. I'm no way a doctor or anything like that in that sense. Seek medical advice in any, way you need to. But those symptoms are coming up for a lot of people right now, okay? As we need to absorb and ground into this light body, this light energy that we are receiving. It is opening up our chakra points, especially our upper chakras, because it needs to flow through. Grounding is really going to help us take this new energy and ground it into Mother Earth, okay? Because when we have been living in lower vibrational, dense energies for so long, our body needs to adjust, right? This is why we have physical symptoms. And I think the importance of understanding these symptoms is to let us know that we are physically being upgraded as well. We are, of course, receiving more light codes. We are receiving these DNA upgrades. And I really think that this is affecting a lot of star seed light workers at this time here, okay? So if maybe you do not feel that you have these ascension symptoms, do not worry. Maybe it's just you might feel something else. Maybe, you're going through a purging phase, right? Where things are coming to the surface, where light is being shown on things, right? But at the same time, that's still going to bring on a lot of physical things for you here, okay? I did a full moon Capricorn reading a few days ago, as posted on my YouTube. If you're interested, definitely go check that out. But it was basically ask and you shall receive, because this energy is really shining light for us on things, right? Your old timelines, your own old paradigms, things that do need to be shed and purged through this energy to allow this light to flow in. So I know that many people are going through these symptoms here because it's a very, very powerful time. Let alone the sun and its light codes. And many of us starseed light workers, we know we are on a mission, right? We are consistently upgrading. We are consistently receiving these, ascensions to align us to our higher timelines, to upgrade us, to meet new versions of ourselves as we release, as we surrender, correct? As we purge. And no matter what stage you are in, right? You're always going to be doing that. Bottom of the deck. Pleiades. If you are a fellow Pleiadian, hello. Pleiadian over here. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity, right? We are receiving these light codes, these energy activations here because we have a mission to uplift humanity, right? Especially if you're a channel. If you are a starseed light worker, you do channel, most likely. You are channeling these higher vibrational energies, which then in turn raise the frequency of the planet, right? That is the purpose of our activations and upgrades here, beautiful souls. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the reading. My beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors, the highest white light, and decree only my beautiful higher self. What can you tell my beautiful collective about these current energies here? Activations, upgrades, really kind of going through a space and time of releasing. And I'm kind of like hearing like crumbling, right? There's going to be a lot of crumbling that's going on around you. And always remember, it's for your highest good. It's happening for you, not to you here, beautiful souls. So no matter where you are on your journey, things do have to crumble down to be rebuilt over and over and over again. That's how we reach our highest timeline. This card just kind of was sideways. Deep replenishment, okay? Retreat, rest, be held. And it's funny because a part of my ascension symptoms as well, it was the day before my son's birthday. I was just overly exhausted for no reason to my own. I needed to take a nap in the middle of the day. I literally went to sleep. And that is so unlike me. Our bodies need that rest. We need to rejuvenate. 111 on my timestamp. As we are receiving this high vibrational energy, we need to absorb it. And when we are in a rest state physically, that's when our body does the most work, right? That's why when you're sick, you need to rest, right? That's how your body rejuvenates itself. That's how it heals itself. The same goes with this type of stuff. When you are receiving these upgrades and these light codes, your body does need to rest to absorb it, to heal what it's releasing, to take in the new upgrades, right? Bottom of the deck, where are you being called to journey to? I didn't feel, I'm going to take more cards, but I think this is also a deep replenishment of our emotions. Many of you may be having a lot of emotions that are coming to the surface, because I know I have as well. Right? Really, really seeing the things that I've been holding on to, really noticing the things in my life that I know have caused me disarray in one way or another. To really start aligning with what we may feel could be, I'm hearing oasis. And oases are basically in the middle of a desert, and then you have an oasis, right? That's what this energy is really showing us, that many of us may be on dry land, right? Especially emotionally. That emotional vulnerability, maybe emotionally unavailable, right? Our emotional intelligence. This energy is here to build that oasis for us, to start getting us in tune with our emotions here. And I think that's always beautiful, because when we are in touch with our emotions, that's how we get in touch not only with ourselves, but with the divine, right? To better understand where we're going, our path, where it's leading us to. Yes, because this is the age of light. It is bringing us in the age of light. As I'm talking to you guys about light codes, receiving ascension, upgrades, right? 111 on my clock. Okay? This light is shining on us at this time for upgrades. Everybody is upgrading at this time. You've been training for this for lifetimes, is what it says. And look at the crumbling. As I'm also telling you guys, that things constantly need to crumble, right? We constantly need to break things down to rebuild. So, perfect analogy of everything that's happening in this energy is we are receiving massive light codes, right? We're receiving a lot of ascension and upgrades here. what that's going to do is shine the light on what needs to break down in our life. Where is the light being shown right now that needs to break down, that you need to release, that you need to surrender to? Okay? And with all of that being said, you need to rest with it. We need to replenish ourselves, right? We're this oasis is coming to life here, is being born type of thing, right? The Council of Light. We are being divinely guided through this. This is, I just heard Galactic Federation. Okay, so if you're not familiar with that, there are light beings out in the galactics, right? That are basically like the government of the universe out there, right? Where they come together and they see where what is happening and how things need to form, and where each maybe planet is, or on every level and every timeline, how they can help guide us to a higher vibration and frequency. They're all watching over Earth right now. It's a very, very pivotal time, especially for this planet, A lot of people, a lot of these beings out in the ethers are watching Earth during this time, because it's just like so much transformation is happening. Divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms, okay? This is all divinely orchestrated, especially through this huge transition from Mother Earth, leading us to emotional fulfillment, leading us to come home to ourselves, right? This wanted to fall out. The Hanged Man and the King of Pentacles, right? To become abundant and enlightened. And enlightenment doesn't happen overnight, right? We have to, remember, crumble things down. That's how we learn our lessons. That's how we see the bigger picture, when light is shown on things, right? So the hangman is all about a shift in perspective, right? Shifting our mind frame, how we can see things, right? What is being shown to us? What's keeping us stuck? What needs to break down here to bring us to stability, right? To come into a space of groundedness and abundance, fruitfulness here. Because the universe is about oneness, right? And here on Earth, in this 3D realm, in this low vibrational, dense energy of this planet here, we're not all one. We are separated here. Massive polarity, right? I'm going to put these on the side because they just kind of fell out. But I think that's kind of like this like baseline environmental energy, right? Where we've been stuck in a certain way of living. I'm hearing ego, because we all know, if you've been following me for some time, that is a major thing here, right? We've been living out of our ego, the unhealed masculine aspects of ourselves. And it's really time to start creating community, coming together, this oneness energy. And in order for that to happen, we need to be upgraded. We need to be upgraded to a different level of consciousness, right? We need to have that perspective shift. We need to have our body become more filled with light versus the darkness, right? So my beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors, the highest white light, and decree only my beautiful higher self. Can we clarify the age of light? How can we clarify the age of light for my beautiful viewer? I just saw the Eight of Swords. Yeah, kind of being imprisoned in this old way of living and being, right? And we're really, really being upgraded to get through that, to pass that by, to let go of that old way of living, those old traditions, those limiting beliefs, those fears. And sometimes too, when we are having upgrades, symptoms, ascension symptoms, and things of that sort, sometimes we can have very, very, deep and hard, to filter through type of symptoms, because there's blockages there. Okay, if we are resisting the energy, then that's when some of our physical symptoms can get pretty heavy on us. You can always ask for help in those senses, okay? Always call on your spirit team and your angels, because they're there and they can guide you through it, and they can lessen those symptoms for you here, okay? Okay, for a new beginning, right? And wasn't I talking to you guys about being on dry land in this like oasis? Right? We built ourselves on dry land. This time is to bring us into a place of shining light on our emotions, right? You know, the Ace of Wands is always about passion, right? And creativity, fiery energy here. And that's a beautiful energy to live in. But when we are living in the egoic side of our passions here, right? That could get pretty dangerous because then we're following the lead of it's toxic patterns, right? Because we're building this castle on dry land where our ego is saying, I'm getting like this Burger King analogy, you know, like where it's just kind of like everyone has to have it their way. Very stubborn type of energy coming off of the background here, okay? So the age of light is here to help us relight this passion in a creative way here, to move forward and be action oriented with the light. Okay, and then the 10 of Wands. And it's funny because the 10 is dead end, complete, right? And it resets to the 1, right? We've been living a life of burden. Everything is very heavy. The duty, the responsibilities in our life. And of course, we're always going to have those things, right? But we're talking about the age of light and what we need to crumble. What do we need to crumble that is very, very heavy for us to come into this space here of creating this oasis now, right? Creating this oasis of light, of calm, peace. And look at that shuffling, and we still have the 10 of Wands, okay? And I have the Queen of Wands, and I have the Lovers. Okay, the Lovers is always a choice card, right? Where we have the choice in how we move forward. To happiness, to confidence. Where have you been like fake in your life? It was 222 on my, I'm getting kind of like this like it's like a stereotypical type of energy, right? Where we all kind of like live in this place in the world where we put on a facade, right? Especially like social media and things like that, right? It was funny because I went to Disneyland yesterday for my son's birthday, and I was passing this girl, and she's in the middle of taking a selfie, right? Where she's just kind of like, she was like eating a pretzel. She's taking a picture of eating a pretzel, right? And she's like, you know, whatever she's doing, right? And then as soon as she's done, she's like, and she like looks all mean. And it's kind of like, it's this facade, right? Where we're putting on a show for the outside world here. And that's the energy that I'm getting off of the Queen of Wands here right now, where we put on this show, right? That is very, very, very heavy for us. It's become a burden for us to keep going in this direction. It's our choice. This is also a love card, partnerships, commitments. This is an age of light that's also maybe shining light on relationships in your life. All sorts, family, friends, romantic. Are you living from the ego? Are you living in a facade that is burdensome to you? This light is going to shine that on you for you through this time, okay? So if you are experiencing any type of epiphanies through this energy that is shining light on your family, your friends, whatever relationships, your colleagues, your immediate environment here, it's going to show you what needs to come crumbling down so that you can come into this age of enlightenment here, right? Because we have the hanged man. We to come into this place of a new perspective, to step into abundance, right? Under the 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles, right? That's a very slow moving energy. It's letting us know that collectively we've been very, very slow to move past this energy. And a great deal of that, right, is the social media, right? The media in general, the TV shows that we're watching, especially like on I mean, it goes both sexes, male and female, but we're always competing with each other and comparing ourselves to one another. And it's funny because on my TikTok, somebody liked and favorited a very old video of mine, probably from like earlier this year. And I was talking about zebras and how we're all unique, right? And I think that's very relevant, especially in this energy and how it's coming up. That if we're going to stay in this place of competing and comparing ourselves to everybody, it's going to be burdensome. How can we accept and love ourselves for who we are, our own uniqueness, right? And the other night I was recording a video. I didn't post it because it got cut off. Well, I kind of cut it off, but it was all about spiders and weaving our own reality. Okay. And as we're, kind of in this upgrade time, right? This shifting of timelines for our highest good. We're being reminded, pay attention to your thoughts, your feelings. You are creating your reality. This energy, this new era of light that is being divinely orchestrated, right? Is really asking you and shining a light on, what are you holding on to that needs to go? What are you holding on to that causes you pain? Where can you say, I'm ready for something new and stable here? And it's funny because in the Page of Pentacles, all right? So this is a lot of earthly energy, right? What can you learn? How can you learn your lessons through this energy? 1, 2, 3 on my timestamp, on my clock, and 65 on my battery, 11. How can you progress? And it's so funny. As soon as I was talking about spiders, a little spider on my window, right? Confirmation. We are all weaving our reality here, beautiful souls. Pay attention to the things that are happening to you and then how you think and feel about it. Because this is where our higher perspective and our shift in perspective is coming from. Because if we always move forward in a victim mentality, we will never get to a place of abundance and stability. That is why this age of light is here, to bring us back to ourselves, back to oneness, right? To make a choice. Do you want to keep living in this facade with a mask on? Or would you like to step into your authenticity, to live out of your true essence here? Let's clarify the crumbling, my beautiful spirit team. Let's give my viewers some maybe examples of anything that they may need to let go of. Something that's maybe being shown to the people in the collective. Whoever is viewing this video, please, my beautiful spirit team. What are they holding on to that needs to crumble? Let's give them some guidance here, please. Some of your careers you may need to look at. Are you fulfilled in your career? Okay. The moon, fears, the subconscious programming, right? In the heart space. And it's beautiful because usually in traditional tarot, the King of Cups always has his feet on dry land, right? And even as I was showing you, like, and we have this oasis metaphor come up, right? And with the Ace of Wands, where it was like this castle was built on dry land. But see, look at this King of Cups now has his feet in the water, right? He's touching his emotions here. But many of us may feel that when we are in our emotions, we feel like a fish out of water. We're not accustomed to that. And that's why this change is here, for collective consciousness to come back to the heart, to come back to the emotions, to tap in to the feminine energy. This is also the divine feminine, the moon. The moon is the feminine energy here, okay? So what we need to do is we need to crumble down the fears of our emotions, of our feminine side. It's okay to be vulnerable. That is strength. It takes strength to be vulnerable. It is not a weakness. And I could probably speak for many, many women. When a man is truly a vulnerable person to express his emotions honestly, that's sexy. That's beautiful. And societally, men have been raised that, oh, I can't express my emotions without looking like a wimp, right? The divine is saying that's crazy. Let's come back to oneness. Let's start appreciating our feminine aspects, adhering and embracing our emotions, our passions, our creativity, our imagination, trusting in ourselves, stepping into our authenticity, right? Our feminine aspects here have just been encaged in fear in society. But now look at this King of Cups, this masculine energy now has his feet in the water. I say he, I'm just talking as energy, you know. This quote masculine figure, right, has their feet in the water. That is what needs to crumble down, the fears around that. And it could be specifically for males. If you are a male, of course, that's going to resonate too. But we all hold the feminine and masculine energies within ourselves. It's the fear held in the masculine energy, the unhealed aspect of that, the ego that is telling us we're going to be a fish out of water. We're going to look and feel like a bunch of chumps, you know? If you're going to tell yourself that, then that's how you're going to feel. Perspective shift here. Vulnerability, emotional availability, emotional intelligence is sexy. So if you are a man listening, register that. Look at Nine of Cups. If you want any sort of emotional fulfillment, and that's the thing too in society, that relationships have unfortunately become extremely imbalanced, right? Where the woman specifically is talking about genders, is it kind of has everything on their plate. They have to tend to everything. What happened to compromise? What happened to working together as a team? Coming back to like this competitive energy. Nobody is bigger or better than the other person in any set of relationship. We're equals. Everybody is equals. That is a part of this age of light that's coming, bringing us back to oneness. We are all one. We all work together. We're all here supporting each other. We should not be fighting over each other and our egos telling us that they're better than me or I'm lower than them. No. If you come from a place of love in your heart and authenticity, why do you feel that you should be judged? That's societal. That's societal thinking here. That is where this crumbling is happening now. Anything else for the crumbling? Oh, that went flying. The Five of Swords. The sabotaging behaviors. The competition. Right? As I'm talking about that. The competition. Us feeling like, we always have, look at, like, it's kind of like these like friends have their back turned to her. Getting like a lot of gossip, right? Drama. That needs to crumble down. We should not be comparing and competing with each other. Think of yourself as a zebra. You are unique. And we are all equal. We should be working together, not fighting against each other. We are limitless. The universe is limitless. The age of light is limitless. Come home to yourself. Page of Cups. I'm hearing naive, So again, we have to crumple down the idea that if we're naive, look at, here's more fish out of water. If we continue to feel that we're always going to be drowning in our emotions, we're never going to be able to get a hold on them and understand them and appreciate them for what they are. Emotions are not scary. We have been societally programmed to think that they are, that we need to bury them down. Emotions are beautiful. They're happy, they're ecstatic, they're excited, they're surprised, right? And of course, the light with the dark. We have the sad times, we have the hard times, right? We have the grief-stricken times. But emotions are there to show us who we are, what we're experiencing, what we can learn from our emotions, how to regulate ourselves, how to balance our mind and our emotions, right? Our ego with our spiritual, the divine with our grounded 3D life. It's new. It's going to be uncomfortable. Think about when you start a new job. It's uncomfortable. You have to get adjusted. You have to practice. You have to work at it a little bit, right? And then before you know it, a week, 10 days, 2 weeks in, it's a breeze, right? You know exactly what you're doing. You're right on board, right? We have to look at these things in that way. Yes, you may feel like a fish out of water up front, but you will adjust. We will always adjust. That is part of the human design, right? To grow and evolve. Just like, you can take an example if you were going to, move from the West Coast to the East. Your body would acclimate. You would adjust to your environment, right? You have to. It's all hand in hand here, beautiful souls. That's how that works. And I just cracked it open to the Queen of Cups. And then we have the King of Cups, right? Do not be afraid to express what you need to express when you need to express it here, okay? I'm going to grab a different deck. Pulling this deck here, self-love. So if you follow me regularly, you know I'm all about that, right? The healing, the self-love. That is what this new time is coming into. Of love and loving ourselves, embracing ourselves. You may have a lot of like tickling in your throat. This is your throat chakra, okay? Your throat chakra really, really wants to open. And that is the first chakra here within our feminine energy that needs to open to allow the expression, right? To get out of this dry land, to become, I guess, quote unquote, this fish out of water until we adjust. That is what needs to be open. So if you do have the coughing, the tickling, maybe even feel like you have a sore throat, that's your throat chakra being activated through this energy here, okay? Because it's a time to step into our worth, the self-love, right? You have been worthy to belong and love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself, right? As I'm talking about, we need to let go of the competition, the comparisons here. We are all worthy. We are all unique, and we have to learn to accept ourselves, that self-love, that acceptance. We've been living on dry land for too long here. This is changing, and these activations and these upgrades are coming in just for that. We are awakening. We are becoming enlightened. We are having a shift in perspective here to get us out of this hanged man position, to move past this fish out of water feeling, to come into a place of worthiness. So for a closing message, my beautiful angel, spirit guides, ancestors, the highest white light, and decree only, my beautiful higher self, let's go ahead and ask the question, what is the purpose of this upgrade right now? So my collective can have a better understanding of the purpose of this upgrade. These activations, these symptoms. I have a little, it looks like a little like moth that was just buzzing in front of my window. It's metamorphosis, right? It's to be this fish out of water here for a moment, right? To change our lives, to let the fears crumble. Purpose, please. Thank you. Look at love and then signs, okay? So, and then delusion, right? To leave this delusion, this massive illusion. Remember this facade that we were talking about too. To drop the masks here. To step in a place of vulnerability and love. To get our feet wet. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. That's why coming back to oneness, coming back to home. It's us. This activation, these upgrades are for you to come back to you. To rest, right? To replenish yourself, mind, body, spirit. Signs, instincts are messages from the inner divine, right? To come back to ourselves, to trust ourselves, the messages that we are receiving, right? And that is all part of our feminine energy here. To trust our gut instincts, to listen to our intuition, to trust ourselves enough to know where we're being guided from our inner self, right? The hermit energy. To leave this delusion. Intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. Very attracted to the mandala here. So just really knowing, again, we're all connected, that we all have an intricate place in this world. to create this change. And then collectively, we're all raising the vibration of the planet, but in our own unique way. Stop the competition, stop the illusion, stop the facade. You're unique. Embrace that, accept that. That's beautiful. What is an outcome here with all of this ascension, my beautiful spirit team? What is the outcome? Oh, thank you. Right action right now. That's pretty awesome, right? It's telling you that if you take the right action, you will see your life transform immediately. This activation, these upgrades are happening right now. We are in that energy in this moment. So if you are having these symptoms, know it's because it's for you to take action. It's for this change to take place in your life. Okay, it has some crazy word here. Aparagara literally means let everything that wants to go, go, right? The crumbling. And everything that wants to come, come. To flow, to surrender. To be that lotus, right? Because the lotus grows from the mud. We have to come out of a dark, deep, muddy, murky place. That's how we bloom. When I started my journey, I was in a totally different place. When I look back to when I started my journey, my life, my thought processes, the knowledge that I attained in this time, miraculous. It happens in the blink of an eye. Your life changes for the better. It doesn't go backwards. You don't go backwards. You don't get darker when you allow the light in. When you look and you feel your emotions, it gets brighter from there, not darker. That could maybe be a big misconception why the moon is here. We have a lot of fears around the darkness. Look at the darkness and then it shines the light in. That's what lets the light in. You're creating that crack in the foundation to let this fear crumble, to let the age of light flow within. It all aligns for a reason, right? Stay in the present moment and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled each moment, right? When you look at the darkness, the light flows in. Be in that present moment. Be present with yourself, that emotion that you're feeling. And know that you can handle each moment in the moment. Stay in the moment. Don't get too far ahead. Every person, every circumstance up until this day in your life, your beautiful souls, has taught you some sort of lesson, has helped you, has helped build you into the person you currently are, good or bad. And when you begin looking within, what did this person teach me? What did I learn from them? Why did that happen to me? You will have the answers. And it'll basically show you that it's teaching you to come home to yourself, to a place of love and compassion. So, in the meantime, invite help. Call out to the divine. Call out to your helpers in the subtle realms. They're here. They're helping. They're guiding. Because they're showing us signs all the time. And if you have trouble comprehending or processing, ask. And sometimes even till today, like I see a lot of like spiritual folk joke around about this too, because they'll be like, help me, what do I do? What do I do? And then they'll show you like 555. Well, what the hell does that mean? Right? So, really setting the intention to have prayer and meditation, to really rest and rejuvenate helps you better understand the information that you're receiving. Also, you can ask for very specific signs. X, Y, and Z, I want to see X, Y, and Z, right? And they will show you. If I'm on the right path, show me a blue butterfly and be open to receiving it in any way. It doesn't have to literally be physically in the world. It could be on your TV. You could open a book. You could pass a magazine in the grocery store. Pay attention. The signs are everywhere. You just have to look. You have to be aware. You have to be present. But they're here guiding us. And they're saying, please ask us for help. Okay? Ask us for help. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously, just say, I'm finally ready, God, pursue me. And you'll see how they'll show up. Literally. Now, I didn't take the right now card, okay? But, oh, here it is. Right now, they'll show up for you. So, I think this is a beautiful message, as always. If you have liked this message, please do like the video. If you are new here and you resonate with my energy, please do subscribe to my channel as well. And if you are interested in booking your own personal reading, please do visit my website. Link is below in the description box. I offer a multitude of types of readings. And being an intuitive healer, I do, readings that check in on all of your chakra systems, root to crown, see how everything's going. If we have blocks, barriers, what we can kind of let go of, right? What we can crumble as we're coming into this age of light, right? And to come into your own age of light, because that can happen anytime. But this is just backing up, this energy is doing that for us, okay? So don't forget to rest, replenish right now, especially if you're having those ascension symptoms. Go outside, spend time in nature. The sun can help activate you even more and ground your energy here into the physical world. Because when we are receiving these upgrades here, we have to let that energy flow. We have to ground the energy. So if you continue to have bad headaches, ground it. You need to ground it. You have too much energy up here. You need to get it down into the ground, okay? To ground through your own physical vessel. Just a tidbit, okay? But remember, you are extraordinary. You are loved. So come to a place of self-love. Even if you feel like a fish out of water at first, it's going to lead you to your highest and greatest good, to your purpose here. So I love you guys. Thank you for all your support. And until next time, beautiful souls, love and light to you.